Good morning. If you can please take your seats, we'll begin today's program. Well, you can tell you have educators in the room because you're so obedient. Good morning, I'm Renee Shaw, Director of Public Affairs and moderator for Kentucky Educational Television, KET, and your MC today, and I'm honored to be here. Here with us this morning to present the colors are members of the Air Force Junior ROTC under the leadership of Technical Sergeant Mark Parker from the Academies of Bryan Station High School. Immediately following, the Lafayette High School Vocal Trio will perform the national anthem. Please rise if you are able.
Present. Colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Colors, retreat.
You may be seated. A round of applause for the beautiful trio in the Junior ROTC. So let's begin by looking at some numbers. 41,529, that's the total number of students enrolled. 70 schools and special programs. 9,394 district employees, the second largest employer in Fayette County. 90 native languages spoken by our students and families. 50% of students qualify for free or reduced lunch. 16,869 miles are traveled per day by buses. And one education foundation that believes all community members have a stake in their public schools. Now, those numbers tell us a lot about our school district, but the story goes well beyond those numbers. And today, we'll learn more about the stories behind them. First, it's my pleasure to introduce Rusty Underwood, the 2022 president of Bluegrass Realtors, our presenting sponsor for this morning's event. Rusty has served Bluegrass Realtors in many leadership positions, including president of the Realtor Community Housing Foundation that's dedicated to helping elderly and low-income mobility-impaired homeowners remain in their home. He's also a past recipient of the National Association of Realtors 30 Under 30 class, and he received Bluegrass Realtors Good Neighbor Award in 2015, as well as the Kentucky Realtors Good Neighbor Award for his community efforts. A native of Lexington, Rusty graduated from the University of Kentucky and is joined in business by his wife and realtor, Rachel Underwood. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rusty Underwood.
Good morning. My name is Rusty Underwood, and I'm president of the Bluegrass Realtors, formerly known as the Lexington Bluegrass Association of Realtors, or as most of us called it, LBAR. Being in business for over 100 years, we started in just Fayette County, but now we serve 30 counties in Kentucky and have over 4,500 realtor members. So thank you everyone for joining us this morning to discuss the future of our great city. I was born and raised in Lexington, and my mother was a Fayette County public school teacher, working at Bryan Station where she taught for 16 years, and then transferring to Dunbar where she taught for an additional 12 years. I can attest firsthand how hard you work for your community and what an important role you play in its future. Your service is so much appreciated, and we are here today because we too have it at the heart of our association's mission and goals. It's in our DNA. As realtors, we believe in building equitable communities and a shared success that can only be realized when we collaborate. Our educational network and the cultivation of our children's available resources is what will power our innovation and the success of our community over the next 100 years. We are more than honored to be the presenting sponsor for this great event, and I also just wanted to say how excited we are to welcome Dr. Liggins to Lexington and to say thank you for his leadership. I know he's been here for some time now, but this being the first in-person opportunity, we just wanted to say on behalf of Bluegrass Realtors, welcome. So if you or anyone you know is looking to buy or sell a home, visit bluegrassrealtors.com to find the latest listings and most accurate information, and most importantly, to find your realtor. Realtors really do a lot more than just sell houses, but we're pretty great at that also. Thanks. Enjoy the program.
Thank you, Rusty. Thank you, Rusty. When you get the mic, you have to make the shameless plugs, so we allow that. We thank you, Rusty, and Bluegrass Realtors for being the presenting sponsor of today's event. And as for the professionals who help families choose a home, the realtors here with us this morning fully appreciate that a vibrant and prosperous community is inextricably linked to a top-notch educational system that is valued by its community members. We appreciate all you do to help educate our community about the amazing opportunities in our schools, and you are certainly very important partners. I'd like to thank the University of Kentucky Federal Credit Union for their role in this morning's event as well. Their investment as a partner for student empowerment highlights their commitment to our community and public schools. We are honored to have very many special guests with us this morning, and I'd like to recognize Kentucky State Representative Killian Timoney. And please hold your applause, but if you'll just wave to us to let us know that you're in the room, and we'll give a collective applause at the end. Mayor Linda Gordon, Council members Whitney Elliott Baxter, James Brown, Chuck Ellinger, Hannah Legree, Josh McKern, Kathy Ploman, Jennifer Reynolds, Liz Sheehan, Preston Worley, and Fayette County Board of Education members Vice Chair Amy Green, Tom Jones, Christy Morris, and Stephanie Spires. Other dignitaries, and then we can all give them a loud round of applause. Dr. Eli Capilouto, President of the University of Kentucky, Dr. Brian Lewis, President of Transylvania University, and Dr. Kofi Akokpo, President of BCTC, the Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Please give them an all collective applause. This year's event is hosted by the Fayette Education Foundation. The foundation is a nonprofit organization which serves as a link between the school district and the community. The foundation's goal is to connect resources, time, talent, and treasure to our school system to promote equity, educational excellence, and innovative programs. The Education Foundation works hand in hand with Bluegrass Community Foundation, experts in local philanthropy, with the belief that the cornerstone of a strong community is a strong public education system, and that all community members have a stake in their public schools. Next, we will hear from Dr. Rodney Jackson, owner and dentist at Pediatric Dentistry of Hamburg and chair of the Fayette Education Foundation. Dr. Jackson.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Rodney Jackson. As Renee said, I'm a pediatric dentist. I know when I come to a lot of events, especially education related, I'm often confused with the other Rodney Jackson. I don't know if he's in the room, the finance guy. But I'm here representing the Fayette Education Foundation. So just to give you a little historical perspective, in early 2020, a group of diverse constituents had a vision for a new iteration of a public school foundation to serve the students of Fayette County. The Fayette Education Foundation was officially relaunched in November of 2020 after months of planning by a grassroots steering committee, and is now being led by a group of diverse community members and board directors, including our very own Superintendent, Dr. Liggins. We have a video clip to show you all the things that we've been doing.
We are the Fayette Education Foundation. As the only nonprofit charitable group aligned with Fayette County Public Schools, our mission is to remove the barriers to opportunities for all students. Equity is more than every student having the same classroom resources. Some students need different support and resources. Equity means each student gets what they need to succeed. Your contribution means we can fund much-needed programs like early learning programs, career and college readiness, as well as STEM programs for all, teacher diversity, violence prevention, reading programs, and so much more. We already have a great start. Fayette Education Foundation has initiated and funded the Dolly Parton Imagination Library throughout Lexington, getting books to all our kids.
Well, hello, Kentucky. I am so happy to share that we're expanding my Imagination Library program for all children in Kentucky. Now, a lot of good people are making this happen. And I want to thank the Kentucky State Legislature, especially Senate President Robert Stivers and Senator Morgan McGarvey for leading the way. And I want to thank everyone partnering with us to make more dreams come true for our children and families in Kentucky. Now we've got a lot of work to do, so we better get on out there. Let's get to it.
We're so excited to announce our Bright Ideas grant winners for the 2022-23 year. Here are just some of their big ideas.
Hi, I'm Kim McClure, and I am from Garden Springs Elementary, and I am super excited to get this grant. I can't wait to get my stuff ordered. Everybody's got these, like, icky, nasty dry erase boards and markers. They're gone. They're gone. We're getting these rewrite tablets. They're amazing. They come on a stylus. And you got a little button up here where you erase. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So we're gonna use them for math, we're gonna use them for spelling, we're gonna use them for sight words, all the things. Can't wait. The kids are gonna be so excited. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Miss Baker. I'm a 4th grade teacher.
Hi, I'm Colleen Stevens, also 4th grade.
We teach at Rice Sim Academy for Girls
In Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you for the grant money. It'll be used for our solar energy project-based learning, where scholars will be purifying water using solar power.
This money will provide an opportunity for scholars to practice solving real-world problems.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. I mean, I was blown away when I got this money. Troy Chafin here. So excited to get started. I'm at Jesse Clark Middle School, and my goal is to empower young people with both financial knowledge, money knowledge, and investment in both stocks and in their future. I know when I left school, I had no knowledge. I'm hoping to impart that to them. Thank you to the board, thank you to Bright Ideas, and thank you to any and all donors who made this possible. I cannot wait to get started. I am so pumped. Again, you made it all happen. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Lolita, and I am one of the counselors at Lexington Traditional Magnet School, or LTMS for short. I want to say thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to have our Meditation and Mindful Mondays, or M&M Mondays. We are so excited to be able to use this opportunity to get to a calmer, more peaceful us, and we've already started. Thank you.
With your help, Fayette Education Foundation can continue to fill the gaps to create equity. We can change the future by investing in it. Our future It's every student.
So as you can see, those are just a couple of snippets of the ways that money that's donated to the foundation is being used to help students in our district. So to give you a little perspective about our Bright Ideas grants, it was awarded to 26 schools and programs across the county, valued at almost $50,000. I encourage you to check out your programs because it shows the ways that these innovative programs were being used across our schools. The grants, in addition to kindergarten readiness, helping attract effective and culturally diverse teachers, as well as our focus on college and career readiness, are paramount to our community's success. Donations to the Fayette Education Foundation, we can assure you that this is a quick and effective way of getting money to the students so you can really affect change. We believe that all community leaders and members have a stake in our public school systems. We're proud to partner with the Fayette County Public School System to ensure that all children have quality resources to reach their educational potential. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. The Golden Apple Awards are presented to high-performance community partners that provide an exceptional commitment of time, energy, and expertise to individual schools or the Fayette County District through mentorships and varied programs and initiatives. Through this recognition, the Community Partner Leadership Team spotlights the commitment of our community and FCPS to provide a world-class education to all of our students. The last time these important community awards was presented was in 2020, and we all know what happened then. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we were unable to publicly recognize the winners. So we are thrilled to have the recipients of the 2020 Golden Apple Awards here with us today. Please stand when I call your name, and please hold your applause until the end. BMW Academy and First Baptist Bracktown. Bluegrass Green Source, Deuce Russell. Heather Maddox, Fayette County Attorney. Kappa Club, Leestown Middle School. The Ridge Behavioral Health System. UK College of Agriculture, Food and Environment Office of Diversity. So please now applaud the 2020 winners. Thank you to our Golden Apple Award sponsors whose generosity allowed both our 2020 and 2022 recipients to attend today's breakfast. They are Bluegrass Community and Technical College, Fifth Third Bank, Gray Architects and Engineers, LG&E and KU Energy, University of Kentucky Federal Credit Union, and West Banco. We appreciate you all. Please give them a round of applause. I'd like now to invite Gary Creemans, Vice Chair of the Community Partner Leadership Team, Superintendent Demetrius Liggins, and School Board Vice Chair Amy Green to the stage for the presentation of the awards. The next organizations and individuals are a sampling of the amazing work our community does for our schools every single day. Nominations were submitted over the summer, and winners were chosen by a committee from our Community Partners Leadership Team. It's always a difficult task, and they tell me they would like for everyone to receive an award, but this year they have selected 7 recipients. In recognition of their outstanding work in collaboration with Fayette County Public Schools, the Community Partners Leadership Team is pleased to announce the following 2022 Golden Apple Award recipients. Now please come forward to accept your award and pause for a photograph. Our first Golden Apple Award winner can probably be best described by using one word: horse mania, or horseplay as it relates to the school district. Celebrating 50 years this year, Lex Arts partnered with the Klorber Foundation to ensure that every public school and program in the district had its own foal or full-grown horse for our high schools. Horseplay provided the horses, foals, and all necessary art supplies at no cost to every school, resulting in masterpieces from our students. The program not only showcased art, but gave high school students the opportunity to intern with Lex Arts and to see firsthand the economic value of arts to a community. One look at these horses, and it is apparent that we have some incredible creativity and talent in our district. We are looking forward to the auction in December, where the money raised from our foals will go back into supporting school art programs. Thank you so much, Lex Arts. Our next Golden Apple recipient is being recognized for their work at James Lane Allen Elementary School. Health First Bluegrass, and you can make your way to the stage, who does so for many of our schools across the district, coordinates with the James Lane Allen's Family Resource and Youth Service Centers to bring its dental van on site to see students. Services are provided during the school day to help families who may struggle to find time off from work or to take children to necessary appointments. Once students are examined, they're either referred to the Health First Clinic on Southland Drive or they receive treatment the next time the van visits the school. This program has been in existence for several years, and we are thrilled to recognize them today. Thank you, Health First Bluegrass. Our next recipient was nominated by Frederick Douglass High School, but like the dental van, they serve several other schools as well. The University of Kentucky START program. START stands for STEM Through Authentic Research and Training. The focus of this group is to engage and support high school students interested in pursuing futures in STEM. The program provides graduate students and professors as guest speakers for the school's science and engineering courses, in addition to tours of facilities at the UK Colleges of Nursing, Engineering, Information Technology, and Agriculture. Students participated in a number of lab experiences across science and technology, and many were offered summer internship opportunities and programs. In addition, teachers were offered development workshops in summer and during the year. We thank START. Our next award recipient comes by way of a nomination from Veterans Park Elementary School. Innovative Pest Management has been instrumental in its support of the annual Michael Stewart Entomology Day at Veterans Park. They've secured various partners for science education, in addition to serving as a volunteer community partner with the Family Resource Center. The company's generosity extends to beyond the program through the sponsorship of teacher luncheons, kindergarten camp t-shirts, and serving as a business member of the school's PTA. Let's all welcome IPM, Pest, and Termite. The next Golden Apple recipient is Tree Week, specifically for the Trees Lexington program. The program connected with the Fayette County Public Schools Office of Sustainability to begin tree plantings at various school campuses. The first project was a dogwood at Mary Todd Elementary in 2021, and the partnership has since executed several tree planting and care projects on numerous school campuses, including LTMS, Northern Elementary, Bryan Station High School, and Frederick Douglass. In addition, they've held educational sessions at both Bryan Station and Henry Clay High Schools. Most recently, there are plans for a tree grove at William Wells Brown. Trees serve as a variety of purposes on campuses, and investing in them is a worthwhile and long-term sustainability effort. Thank you, Tree Week. Our next recipient is an individual being recognized for her work at Bryan Station High School. Tana Fogel of Kentuckians for the Commonwealth was a regular classroom volunteer at the school, educating students and igniting in them a passion for civic engagement. She taught them about the responsibilities of being a good citizen, about voter registration, and the importance of voting. She arranged field trips to the Capitol and to the Lyric Theater to enjoy a play about freedom and voting rights. She's helped to educate students about public speaking, interviewing, and resume writing, and has worked with them in organizing school service projects and social activities. She is a tremendous asset. Thank you, Tana Fogel.
Hi, my fans.
Tana may be the only one who comes with her own fan club. We would expect nothing less. Our final recipient is another individual. Multiple nominations mentioned this person, and all of them mentioned how she truly cares for our students. Demetria Blair with CHI St. Joseph Health. Demetria's experience with community outreach and with the Winburn Community Partners led her to a relationship with Mary Todd Elementary School. She worked with the school on projects like healthy snacks and got them partnered with Black Soil. In addition, she helped to bring art instruction back to a school where it was lacking. Due in part to the summer art program she assisted in creating, the school again hired a full-time art teacher. She also jumped into work with the school counselors during Violence Prevention Week and is already planning some after-school events for this school year. One of the nominators referred to Ms. Blair as the heart and soul of community outreach. It is our pleasure to honor her today. Thank you, Demetria. Congratulations. Next, I am thrilled to introduce Fayette County Public Schools Superintendent Demetrius Liggins, who has just completed his first year in our community. Let's give a round of applause for that. A seasoned educator with 21 years of experience in education in urban and suburban settings, Dr. Liggins is known as a man of integrity and substance who leads with a laser focus on student achievement, a compassion for students and staff, and a fierce determination to make a difference. In each community he served, he worked tirelessly to promote and provide all students, regardless of their learning style, race, language, ability, or family income, with opportunities and experiences necessary to become successful, productive students and citizens. Dr. Liggins began his career as a high school English and English as a second language teacher in Fresno, California, before joining the Nacogdoches Independent School District, first as a dual language teacher and later as an assistant principal. He held posts as an elementary school principal in Corsicana Independent School District, a middle school principal in both Lancaster Independent School District and Mansfield Independent School District, and a high school principal in Grand Prairie Independent School District, and an urban urban school district of 30,000 students near Dallas, where he was later selected as an area superintendent. Prior to joining the Fayette County Public Schools, Dr. Liggins served for 4 years as superintendent of schools in Greenville Independent School District, an urban district of roughly 6,000 students outside of Dallas, Texas. Bilingual in English and Spanish, Dr. Liggins led several innovative world language initiatives in Greenville and is credited with dramatic improvement in the district's academic and fiscal performance. Dr. Liggins is a native of Longview, Texas. He holds a bachelor's degree in education and a master's degree in English from California State University, Fresno, a master's degree in education from Stephen F. Austin State University, and a doctorate degree in K-16 educational leadership and policy from the University of Texas, Arlington. He is the proud father of one son, Vaughn, who is an airman in the U.S. Air Force. Please give a very warm welcome to Dr. Demetrius Liggins.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. And please join me in showing our appreciation to the incomparable Renee Shaw for sharing her talents with us today as we celebrate the incredible community partners who make Fayette County Public Schools a place for students. You would think after more than a year on the job that I would be used to the level of engagement that we're experiencing here in Lexington, but it never ceases to amaze me. So please believe me when I tell you other communities are not like this. Most school districts in our nation would be pressed to get half as many people here as we have here this morning to focus on public schools, but to have the amount of people we have here, let alone in the morning, is quite a feat, so thank you all. As I look across the ballroom, I see representation from elected officials, business partners, our faith leaders community, advocates, nonprofit organizations, and government agencies, as well as our students from Fayette County Public Schools and employees and our family engagement champions. So thank you all so much. This is truly inspirational. This community values education and demands excellence from its public schools. This community wants to see every student achieve his or her dreams and their greatest potential. And we're willing to have the conversations, whether they're uncomfortable or not, that are necessary for transformative change. Above all else, this community is willing to do whatever it takes to prove that no barrier is insurmountable. It has been more than 3 years since the last FCPS State of the District breakfast, and to say that a lot has happened since then would be an understatement. A quick Google search of current events as of August of 2019, when the last State of Schools was held, and it revealed a warning from the US CDC that said, America is experiencing the largest measles outbreak in 25 years. Health officials were especially concerned after 10 new cases was confirmed in just one day. Now, I'm certainly not downplaying the danger that measles poses, but what we've experienced in the last 37 months, the way we react to that headline today is quite a bit different than we did back then. Every single person in this room has been profoundly changed by the events of the past 3 years. Everything we once took for granted shifted overnight. We acquired a completely new vocabulary where we thought every routine and we worried about things that we had never worried about before. Did you ever think we'd run out of toilet paper? How many of you have given a lot of thought before then about hand soap? Were you ever worried that Target would limit the amount of cleaning supplies that you would buy? And how many of the people in the room had ever heard of Zoom, social distancing, contact tracing? And did you ever think you would have a favorite face mask? I know I did. Alrighty, our school district, like every household, every community, and every nation in the world, is in a different place today because of COVID-19 and how it changed our lives. In the past 3 years, we have weathered a global pandemic, a racial and social justice reckoning, a divisive election, and the accompanying political discord as a result. We've experienced an extended closure of our schools, heard from families first that were divided on issues of closing and then divided on the safety measures necessary for reopening, and found creative solutions for staffing shortages and the chain supply issues and delays that we've experienced. In addition to those challenges experienced universally by school systems, Fayette County Public Schools also witnessed a shift in the membership of leadership on our Board of Education, mourned the unexpected death of Superintendent Manny Kalk, transitioned through an interim superintendent, and conducted a national search for a new superintendent. More recently, changes to state law paved the way for charter schools, established scholarship tax credits, and outlined new responsibilities for school-based decision-making councils. Against that landscape, the initial Fayette County Public School response to COVID-19 was to reinvent the way we delivered services to our students and our families. As a teaching and learning organization, the district had to quickly determine how to continue to educate our students when we could not be in person. For 9 months, teachers were in the living rooms and kitchens of our students via computer. Families got to see a side of teaching that they never experienced before and saw firsthand how hard our educators work to provide the attention that each student and learner needs while keeping the whole class engaged and progressing. Every school found ways to connect to individual students. For example, at Takes Creek High School, each staff member was assigned a specific list of students to build relationships with the mentor. That led staff members to getting to know students that they may have not have otherwise have known. That's the case with the law enforcement teacher there. Tia Chilton, a 11th grade teacher, and a 11th grade student, Audrey Tubbs. The bonds forged during the virtual learning led Audrey to switch her academy focus to law enforcement when she became a senior. While she had previously been unclear about what her post-graduation plans would be, the support that she received and guidance made her choose to follow in the footsteps of Ms. Chilton. She accepted, upon graduation, the enlistment offer in the U.S. Navy and is now stationed in Connecticut serving her country. Since schools are also places where students and families rely on meals for basic needs, the district stepped in to provide services with support from community partners like the Mitchell Family Foundation and Coach John Calipari. While COVID-19 shut the schools between March and 2020 and February of 2021, FCPS served 2.6 million breakfasts and lunches, delivered groceries to over 3,000 families, distributed household goods and cleaning supplies and toilet paper to 625 families each week, made 16,000 home visits, provided mental health services to students and families on 107,000 separate occasions, logged more than 225 student contacts by counselors, social workers, and mental health specialists, and provided internet access to 2,500 families who could not otherwise afford it. We fielded more than 90,000 phone calls to our technology help desk. That's a lot. And I was not here during that time, but since joining the district and getting to know the many professionals that were here during that time and helped organize this during the first year of the pandemic, I'm confident that decisions they made were for the best interest of students and was using the information that was available at that time. The science surrounding the virus continues to evolve, and just like each of your organizations, schools have we've adapted along the way as well. Each new phase has brought different medical information and different safety guidelines, resulting in new challenges and new solutions. So to paraphrase Maya Angelou, when we know better, we do better. So when I arrived just before the start of the 2021 school year, we made the commitment to prioritize in-person learning because we know that students learn best when they are on campus with caring adults and classmates. We wanted our students to have a normal as school year as possible, despite the disruptions that the many variant after variant seem to have caused. The new school year brought a set of operational, educational, and social-emotional challenges, beginning with the labor shortages. Just a week before the first day of school, I had to send out a message to families canceling 4 bus routes because we did not have enough drivers that week. And I asked everyone that works in the John D. Price Administration Building to get a food handler's permit to serve lunches in our schools. Between 2020 and 2021, we had a 30% turnover in our bus drivers and a 20% turnover in our child nutrition staff. We started the 2021 school year with 25 bus driver openings and 120 child nutrition openings. At every juncture, our team delivered, though. Principals, counselors, and district staff kept the breakfast and lunch lines moving. Teachers, principals, and leaders earned their commercial driver's licenses to provide service, and we instituted a system of rolling cancellations, and families set up carpools, and staff took members, picked up kids in red wagons, and really we all came together to do what was necessary in order to ensure that school kept going. In the short term, our Fayette County Board of Education adopted an incentive package that established the position of the recruiter and established a position for a recruiter that focused solely on our operational staff. But let me tell you something about the school board members that we currently have. Tyler Murphy, Amy Green, Stephanie Spires, Tom Jones, and Christy Morris. They don't do anything halfway. They wanted a long-term solution, so they commissioned a compensation study for our salaried employees, and it resulted in us having a base salary for our hourly employees of $15.55 per hour, when previously some of those jobs started as little as $7 and some change. I'm thrilled to report that although we are always recruiting, especially in the areas of transportation, child nutrition, custodial services, we started the school year this year in a much better place than we did last year. But if you know anyone that is looking to drive a bus substitute, please send them my way. Although we tried to make the school year as normal as possible, we were still dealing with very strict rules from the state regarding isolations for those tested positive for COVID-19 and the quarantines of those who were exposed to someone with the virus. And even though we were trying to help students recover from interruptions in learning and accelerated their growth, we continue to see significant disruptions throughout the year. Of the 41,529 students enrolled in the Fayette County Public Schools last year, 19,275 students missed at least one day of school because quarantine caused by exposure of COVID-19. That's more than 46% of our students, and that's a total of 127,000 plus instructional days because of COVID quarantine, which is equivalent to 718 school years. Moreover, that figure does not even include the absences students had to, when they had to isolate when they themselves had contacted COVID-19, or the amount of direct instruction missed when our teachers were out for COVID-19 purposes. That lost time means that some of our students are coming to us with the greater academic needs than ever before. We've also experienced a dramatic increase in the need for mental health services. When comparing the 1920 school year semester before the pandemic to the fall semester of 2021, we saw a 71% increase in requests for students' mental health services. While districts around the country were scrambling to meet the needs of these type of situations that were occurring elsewhere, here in Fayette County, we were fortunate to work with the District Safety Advisory Council in 2018, coupled with the commitment of the Commerce Lexington Executive Board and the support of our community and the comprehensive 10-point safety investment. And we were able to have an investment that hired 75 mental health professionals to provide direct instruction to students in our schools. According to the American Association of Counselors, the ratio for student to teacher support for mental health services, it's 415 to 1. In Fayette County Public Schools, our ratio is less than 200 to 1, which I would venture to say is the best among the country. Last year, our students supported staff members, including counselors, guidance specialists, school social workers, school psychologists, mental health professionals, family resource coordinators, and district support staff made up more than 500,000 direct contacts with students. That's more than 500,000. Tucked inside that data were roughly 4,100 home visits, nearly 24,000 individual counseling sessions, more than 65,000 student conferences, and 77,000 one-on-one conversations about academics or college and career planning. Each of those interactions represents an individual story or a life that's been touched for the better. This morning, I would like to share one of those with you. During our second semester working with the district health specialist at Clays Mills Elementary School, Alicia Jones, who was introduced as a first grader named Gentry, who had only spoken one word since she started kindergarten. Alicia connected with the student's family, and learned that the little girl had been diagnosed with selective mutism. Gentry was seeing a therapist outside of school twice a week. That's all that her insurance would allow, but she had not made much progress at all. So Alicia searched and for specialists and discovered that the intensive therapy was actually needed for this type of condition, but that was not available in Kentucky. So after doing some additional research and consulting with other mental health specialists, Alicia discovered that a therapy technique that she was actually studying could be adapted to treat selective mutism. So she got trained in that, and she worked with the school and the child's family and the clinical supervisor to develop a treatment plan for this little girl. So beginning in the fall of 2019, Alicia had daily 15 to 30-minute sessions with Gentry. And during COVID-19, they switched over to Zoom to continue to do that 3 times a week. And today, Gentry is in 4th grade and thriving academically and socially. Her current teacher said that she would never have guessed that she had previously struggled. Gentry went from saying only one word in school the entire school year to being an active participant in all of her classes. And one of her teachers even reported recently that she stood in front of the entire class and gave a presentation. That is what happens when Fayette County decides to tackle a challenge. Last May, in the days and weeks following the tragic shooting in Uvalde, Texas, conversations once again, unfortunately, sprung up around the state and our nation about how to make schools safer. While there are no certainties in this world, I can say with confidence that Fayette County Public School is in a safer place for children, employees, and families because of the actions that this community took in 2018. In addition to the increased mental health staffing at school during the day, FCPS also has a second shift of mental health professionals who are available until 11 o'clock during the week. Now we have full-time nurses at every middle school and at every high school and half of our elementary schools, and we will finish implementing our plan and have a full-time nurse at every school within the next 2 years. Another investment that has been made is in our police department, which has grown from 36 officers to 70, when we will hire 5 more officers a year over the next 3 years to ensure that at least 1 officer is at every school in the district. Also, construction is complete on our secure vestibules throughout the district. So every single school building that FCPS has a single point of entry. Our building enhancements include security alarms on every exterior door, upgraded cameras, security systems, and walk-through metal detectors monitored by security ambassadors at our high schools. The comprehensive safety investment plan was intentionally designed to that one-time cost of like those building improvements would decrease and staffing would increase as time went on. And that staffing has resulted in all the additional staff that I've previously stated. The safety nickel has been very beneficial in the last 3 years and has added 211 new staff members on our campuses that are directly supporting our students in their safety and health. The unexpected closing of school in 2020 accelerated innovation and personalized learning in the district. Before the pandemic, FCPS had a plan for a 5-year rollout of laptops to students. And the advent to remote learning pushed us to move that much more quickly than we had ever expected, to just 3 months. Consider some of these statistics now. Before the pandemic, we had issued 20,000 Chromebooks to students. Today, we have issued more than 51,000. In March of 2020, 250 teachers and 7,400 students were active in Canvas, which is an online learning platform that we use in the middle and high school level. And today, more than 1,800 teachers and 24,000 students use Canvas daily. Even while our district was completely remote, our schools and employees found innovative ways to stay connected with students and families. And if you're familiar with the senior send off at the Kentucky Hearts Park for the class of 2020, there were neighborhood parades organized by teachers, care packages were delivered to families diagnosed with COVID, and drive-through engagement programs for family game nights, etc. Here's one story you may have not heard, though. During 2021 school year, teachers had one of our teachers had some concerns about a student that was completely disengaged in the virtual learning environment. The teacher held one-on-one sessions with the girl who would cover her head up while she was on camera and often just refused to speak or show any emotion at all. The teacher asked the student support team to help and learned that the student's older brother had also been experiencing some of these struggles. And so over the course of several months, repeated phone calls and multiple home visits, the family resource coordinator built a trust with the children's mother, who eventually revealed that she and her 3 children are living in a terrible domestic situation. Working collaboratively with the community partners, the Family Resource Center coordinator was able to help the mother and children escape that abuse. The family was gifted a new Toyota from a local charitable organization, as well as financial assistance for the insurance of that vehicle. The mother is now gainfully employed, and she and her 3 children have stable housing. The children now attend school every day, and they smile on their faces. And so the young lady once refused to participate is now shining star, and it's the first to put her hand up in class and is a leader as well. Her brother, who was 2 grades behind, has made exponential growth and is reading on grade level and doing much better in math. Now, right now, I'd love to do like, the president does in the middle of his State of the Union speech and says, and here they are. But I didn't tell you that, but if you've noticed, I didn't tell you the age of these students. I didn't mention the school. I didn't mention the names of the staff members, and that went to great lengths to help them, or the specific community partners involved. The sad truth is that that family is still living in emergency protective order in order to keep them safe. And so that, my friends, is the true depiction of what happens in school every single day. We have extremely talented and dedicated teachers and staff members who are committed to changing the lives of students and families that they serve. Many of our children live in conditions and experience hardships that most of us will not even begin to imagine. Our responsibility as a district is to help them transcend those barriers and dream bigger than they've ever dreamed before. We do that by offering a well-rounded, engaging curriculum from preschool through high school, Fayette County Public Schools is a state-of-the-art school system that offers some of the most innovative and challenging academic programs in our nation. Despite the challenges of the past 3 years, FCPS continues to be a high-performing district. Our students continue to excel, and our graduates are among some of the highest achieving students in our state and nation. In 1964, the U.S. Presidential Scholars Program was established to recognize and honor some of the nation's most distinguished graduating high school seniors. Application is by invitation only, and the program usually recognizes 2 graduating seniors from each state. And you may have seen the news last spring, actually, that both of Kentucky's presidential scholars were graduates of Fayette County Public Schools. You may not realize that in the past 10 years, Fayette County Public Schools has produced 12 presidential scholars, which is the second to only Miami-Dade Public Schools, and they have the most, and they actually have 13, which is not bad for a school district 8 times our size, and in fact, that school district has more students than we have citizens in our entire county. So it's not bad for us. And I do want to note that we are tied with Fargo, North Dakota, which also has 12 presidential scholars in the past decade. That school district is 3 times our size. But let's be honest, if you're going to live in North Dakota, you're probably going to live in Fargo. So that's all their kids. I think people who've lived in Fayette County for such a long time become desensitized to the level of success that our students actually achieve. So many students earn perfect ACT scores each year, and that we just expect it to happen. When in fact, less than 1/3 of 1% of students who take ACT reach that pinnacle of achievement. You are more likely to crack open an egg with a double yolk or catch a foul ball at a Major League Baseball game than you are to get a perfect score on the ACT. Most school districts celebrate like crazy if they ever get a National Merit semifinalist, while Fayette County Public Schools routinely produces dozens of them. Just this morning, it was announced that 50 FCPS students from Bryan Station, Henry Clay, Lafayette, Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School were among 200 Kentucky students chosen for this honor just this year. Now let me repeat that. This is worth repeating. Our school district has 50 out of the state's 200 semifinalists. Fayette County Public Schools accounts for 6.5% of student enrollment in the state, but 25% of its highest achievers. That's pretty remarkable. Each year, our graduating seniors earn hundreds and millions of dollars in scholarships and are accepted to top-ranked schools in America, including all 8 Ivy League schools. The quality of education provided in Fayette County is quite simply unrivaled. We provide art and music instruction at every single school. 4th grade, we begin having orchestra and band in 5th grade. As you witnessed earlier this morning, as you were treated to the performances by student musicians from Bryan Station, Frederick Douglass, and Lafayette High Schools. I hope you stop to look at the visual art displays also near the registration tables, which included student artwork from every campus in our district. These talented students and teachers who help cultivate these gifts is truly incredible, and I want to give you a glimpse of that this morning. In fact, even the centerpieces on your tables are from our schools. The students in faculty and the Plant Science Institute for Locust Trace Agri-Science Center created these arrangements just for you and this morning. Whether a child wants to be an ambassador or an artist, a doctor or a designer, a scientist or a singer, engineer or entrepreneur, FCPS offers a pathway to achieve this goal and their unlimited potential. And any of our neighborhood schools or in any of our 34 magnet and gifted talented programs and specialty programs that we offer students from kindergarten through 12th grade. At the high school level, students can earn from among 32 different advanced placement courses, 70 unique dual credit courses, and 49 career and technical education pathways that allows them to earn college credits and career certifications while still in high school. Last spring, 3 members of the class of 2022 graduated with their associate's degrees as well as their high school diploma, 1 from STEM Academy and 2 from Opportunity Middle College, which is a partnership with Bluegrass Community College. In fact, the 50 seniors who attended Opportunity Middle College last year collectively earned 484 college hours before graduating high school. For the past 15 months, our district has been listening as part of the strategic plan process. And over the course of that time, we've had 132 meetings with community groups, 89 input sessions, and 16,071 written survey responses. Our community consistently told us that they take pride in the variety of rigor and innovative program offerings that we have. Our community said they value having multiple opportunities to pursue for our students and so that they can pursue their passions and their interests and improve academic outcomes for them and strengthen their cultural competence. Our community challenged us to give every child the experience, instruction, and supports they need to achieve. And then someone said, and they may be in this room, we've been doing this for 20 years and having these same conversations. I remember how I said earlier that this community doesn't shy away from having those uncomfortable conversations. Well, this was one. Repeatedly during the strategic planning process, we heard the honest reflection that the phenomenal success enjoyed by so many of our students are often excluded to our historically marginalized populations. Achieving our community's vision means that all students, including our Black and brown students, our students who live in poverty, our students with special needs, our students who are English learners, will receive a world-class education. That means a future where your zip code, your language, your culture, your background do not define your trajectory. A future where first-generation students are going to college in high numbers. A future where students who began their academic career in America speaking another language finish their academic career equipped to pursue the American dream. That includes kids like Maria. Maria enrolled in Cassidy in the fall of 2019. Maria's family was from Guatemala, and they spoke a version of Mayan dialect called Canjobal. When they first arrived in the district, we could not find anyone that could speak their language or could translate for them. And so the staff at Cassidy reached out to a professor at UK who hosted a seminar to help them understand more about the culture and the refugees from that particular region, and to really to gain a better understanding of their history. During COVID, Maria's family was unable to find work, and once a week, the staff pulled their own personal funds to buy groceries. Maria never gave up, and now she is thriving at school and at home. And just this week, she earned a 95 on her spelling test. We have to change the perception of who can and who can't. And we have to abandon the notion that someone has to fail in order for others to succeed. Equity is not about someone giving up their seat at the table. It's about building a bigger table. We won't be taking opportunities away from students who are already exceeding. We'll just be opening up opportunities to even more students. Under the vision and leadership of Superintendent Manny Kalk, the district embarked on an effort to ask families about their dreams for their children and the qualities they wanted to see in their children, and what they wanted them to develop in order to succeed in a rapidly changing and increasingly diverse global society. And the result of this work was the current Fayette County Portrait of a Graduate. Our promise to Fayette County Public Schools who graduate from SPS is they will be academically prepared, career and college ready, civically engaged, culturally competent, and equipped for the future. Many of you met students coming in this morning that should have greeted you and helped you to your tables. Those are the qualities that those students possess, and those are the qualities that we are working to embed in every single child, beginning in pre-kindergarten. Our new strategic plan recognizes that the development of those attributes and the unyielding pursuit of the identified 5 priorities begins with the experience our students have in preschool and continues to build through elementary, middle, and high schools. Achieving this vision will require exposing our students to diverse coursework and discipline and allowing them to explore their talents and interests. It will require a continuum of options for students that include career pathways as well as college opportunities that will require students to partner with our community, our families, our businesses, our local government, and others to provide an experience to students outside of the classroom that introduces them to many career options and several things that are available to them. Fayette County prides itself in being one of the most educated communities in the nation. We rank 13th in America for the percentage of residents that hold a bachelor's degree and 8th percentage for residents with an advanced degree. Despite that, there are school zones here in Lexington where 40% of the adult residents never finished high school. Some of our children are growing up in very impoverished areas where they've seen horrible things in their lives and have lost some hope. In those neighborhoods, students have fewer opportunities to meet people working in the fields that we want them to pursue and need them to pursue. As a second child, personally born to an unwed teenage mother, I too was raised in poverty. My grandmother, who I lived with, she was a hospital housekeeper. My mom was a bus driver and a custodian. I had a relative, my grandfather had been in the military before he passed, and I had one aunt that had gone to college to become a social worker. And that was the extent of my knowledge when it came to what to aspire to be when I grew up. And it just so happened that my senior year in high school, I was connected with a counselor. I actually ended up working in the counselor's office. And Miss Nava was really, she taught me how to dream bigger than I ever had even known before. She got me to college and she got me opportunities, and she is partly responsible for where I am today. So with that spirit and determination, as we implement our new strategic plan, Fayette County Public School is committed to helping every single child dream bigger than they've ever dreamt before. We will no longer have to have happenstance occur like it was with me with Miss Nava. Building on the success of those who came before us, emerging wiser and stronger from the challenges of the past 3 years, we will work together with our community, with you in this room, to blaze a new way forward for Fayette County Public Schools, so that 2 decades from now, those who will come after us will never hear communities say, we've been doing this for 20 years and we're still talking about the same things. That is my guarantee to you. For our students, education is their best chance for the absolute most of them. But for some of them, it is their absolutely only chance. And we owe it to them to give them that chance to excel and to exceed and to make a difference in our community and in our world. So thank you very much for your time, and thank you for being here.
This is a portrait, a painting, a drawing, a photograph, an illustration that portrays the likeness of a person.
We did it! Woo! Let's go!
This is our portrait. Every student who walks through the doors of the Fayette County Public Schools is an individual with unique talents and gifts. Each student creates their own portrait of success both now and in the future.
We made it! We made it!
A portrait that includes academic preparedness,
They gave me a lot of variety and a lot of options with what classes I can take, and I was really able to find some things I was interested in.
it includes college and career readiness,
After graduation, I'm going to college, Tennessee State, and I'm going to study nursing.
it includes civic engagement,
Possibly creating a community center for the black young males in the community, or like giving back to a program I was in.
it includes cultural competence,
Part of having a successful future is remembering where you came from. The people in this audience
and it includes being equipped for the future.
It means moving on to the next chapters of my life, continuing my education, making my family proud.
We did it, Mama!
No matter our backstory or where we come from, we all can say that we made it.
At Fayette County Public Schools, our portrait starts with preschool to elementary to middle school and to high school. And it is not complete until we have a portrait that represents our mission to create a collaborative community that ensures all students achieve at high levels and graduate prepared to excel in a global society. This is a portrait of excellence. This is a portrait of diversity. This is a portrait of perseverance. This is a portrait of a Fayette County Public Schools graduate.
Well, thank you, Dr. Liggins, for that aspirational and inspirational message. Thank you so much. We do want to thank our sponsors, our guests, and our leaders in the room for being here, as well as our talented students. But most of all, to the hardworking teachers and staff who have such a huge responsibility, but do it with such passion, grace, and care. Thank you all for all you do, and thank you for your time this morning. And as Dr. Liggins mentioned, today's flowers were arranged by students and faculty at the Plant Science Institute at Locust Trace Agri-Science Center. So we hope one of you at each of your tables will take the arrangement home, don't fight over it, as a token of our appreciation for your attendance this morning. If you would like to make a donation, simply use the QR code on the back cover of the programs, and we hope you'll take that more than the arrangement and the table. On behalf of the Fayette Education Foundation, have a great day, everyone. Take good care.